Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. Before I start today's video, I want to let you know about Catalyst Mints. These mints can help anyone who want to replace their energy drinks or coffee. The secret to these mints are the Siberian eleutheral root, which is put in to help avoid sugar and caffeine crashes while combining with a number of natural energy providers. If you need a boost of energy, something you can toss in your bag without worrying about it spilling, or something that won't burn you or your mouth, check out Catalyst Mints. It doesn't hurt to try them out in place of what you currently use. Use the link in the description below and use coupon code Protomario for a discount. And thanks. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had some fun. Let's jump right into the video game news that you may have missed. So Destiny 2 beta preloads are now available. Well, that's subjectively speaking. If you're an Xbox One owner, depending on the time you're viewing this, it may still be locked. But basically, if you are purchasing Destiny 2, yes, Destiny's still a thing, and the second one is coming out. You can get it for Xbox One, PlayStation 4. PC is not really mentioned right now here in this article, but it is going to be available for PC eventually. And what is going to be happening is that you can preload this, which means you can download it today or yesterday or whenever you decided to purchase and download it, and then you can play it when it comes out immediately. So the beta is kicking off. It's not the game itself that is going to be launching. The downloads themselves are anywhere from 15 gigabytes to 13 gigabytes. Now, the original Destiny had a beta as well, and it was an open beta for anyone because the game wasn't already out. It's not like you could purchase the game or anything, you know, and carry over characters, so a lot of people didn't know what to expect. So this beta is kicking off, and it's going to be available for PlayStation owners starting on July 18th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and then that is going to extend out for quite some time. In the original Destiny beta, they opened up certain areas for people to explore on the last few days, so be sure to check that out, and it will end up concluding the 23rd. Now, Xbox One owners are going to have to wait until July 18th, but okay, alright, you know, and then the open beta itself is going to be available 2 days later on July 21st. I don't know if someone can't math, because July 18th to July 21st is not 2 days, that's actually 3 days, but whatever. Subjectively speaking, you can get all the dates and the information down in the description below. Maybe I can't math, and I'm just talking smack, and I really shouldn't be. But there you go, there's your Destiny news. So, Ni No Kuni 2 is going to be delayed to 2018. If you guys don't know what Ni No Kuni 2 is, or why it's important, or this just sounds like some kind of weird game, don't feel bad. I was there with you originally, but this game was developed in conjunction with Studio Ghibli. These are the animation studios behind Totoro, and I think My Neighbor the Yamadas, and Howl's Moving Castle. These are very cherished films that people enjoy, children and adults. So a lot of people like when they see games like this come out. Ni No Kuni, the original for PlayStation 3, was quite an interesting and good game, and I believe that you can stream it on PlayStation Now. Again, don't quote me. If you can't, it's well worth playing, so get your hands on it somehow. But at the end of the day, yeah, there's a second one being released, but unfortunately it's being delayed to 2018. Level 5 announced that, and they stated that, quote, "We have decided that more development time is required in order to deliver a full Ni No Kuni 2 experience for our fans." They said that in a video message, and they said, quote, "I deeply apologize to those who have been looking forward to this game's release." Now that's something, man. You know, to have a guy come out on a special video message and talk to you about the development of the game. Usually they just put out press releases and they're like, yeah, it'll come out whenever, whatever. But this guy seems like he really enjoys his work. He continued on saying, quote, "Please rest assured, however, that we will continue to strive to provide deep and satisfying single-player experience to our fans that can look forward to enjoying," he said. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is an RPG kind of type of game. It's open worldy, it's 3D, so it's not a 2D RPG, and there's no first-person mechanics, so if you're used to those type of RPGs, this game will probably be something that you'd like to check out. I would say that it's kind of similar to Kingdom Hearts in the style that it goes about to convey the gameplay, but yeah, you should just check it out if you're interested in it. Nintendo ceases production on smaller new 3DS in Japan. So that's not exactly a shocker. Ladies and gentlemen, how many 3DSs do we have? We have the original, we have the 3DS XL, we have the new 3DS XL, we have the new 3DS, we have the 2DS. I mean, come on, man. At what point in time do you have to say to yourself that, hey, we should probably cut back production of one of these units? So the LL for the new Nintendo 3DS in Japan model, I guess they're not going to be making that anymore. That would be the faceplate equipped version. Nintendo's official Japanese website indicates that the new Nintendo 3DS XL, the model is still being made. As such, new 3DS XL, 2DS, and 2DS XL LL models are still being currently produced. You know, alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this story right here. If you want to know the details, there you go. Basically, they're cutting production of a certain model of the Nintendo 3DS, probably because they're releasing the new 2DS XL. And by the way, Digital Foundry has a video review on that product, so if you're interested in getting that, the biggest downside to the 2DS XL, and I saw this coming from a mile away, is the hinge feature on it. Again, I'm not trying to get on a side tangent here and review a product that I don't even have, but they also said that there's a lot of give and wobble with the hinge, and that's not good. That will definitely break eventually, you know, depending on how much you wear and tear your system, how much you actually use it out and about, or if you treat it very, very nicely and gently. It's all going to literally hinge on that. That's a pun. I demand a like for working in that pun. Thank you. I'll collect my likes here, and I will go down to the store and purchase some food with my likes I earned on YouTube. So Atari has revealed the first images and more details of its new Atari box console. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. If you guys didn't know who Atari is, and I know a lot of younger people probably only know them in passing, Atari was one of the first and most well-known established video game manufacturers and console manufacturers in America. They basically paved forward the way for video games in this country, and they also single-handedly contributed mainly to the video game crash of 1983 that may have ended up destroying video games forever. The point is that they have been out of the video game manufacturing industry for a number of years. While they have been doing third-party manufacturers, like they'll make games for the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, like these collections, same with the Xbox and same with other things, and they'll make unique and interesting first-party games as well. They haven't been making consoles, and they haven't been making like thousands of games, you know, each generation. So Atari revealed its images of this new Atari box console. They said that there's going to be two types of consoles. One is going to be a more modernized, and the other one is going to be an old wood grain console. Yes, at one point in time, video game consoles had wood grain on them. I know, I don't understand it either. That was the 80s. Everyone put wood grain on everything. Literally in my office, I bought a house for myself. Literally in my office, I have wood grain on the side of it. I don't understand why people were obsessed with this, but they were. Anyways, the point is that they're suggesting that perhaps this is going to allow for things like a NES Classic Library, but not the NES Classic Library, but instead rather like an Atari collection. There were a lot of Atari games. Like, man, there were a lot, whether they were good or not. So if this box comes out and it's one of those type of systems, I wouldn't be shocked. But the thing is, there's a little bit more to it than that. The console will feature an HDMI out, 4 USB inputs, and an SD card slot, and it will come released, as I said before, with the wood grain edition or black and red edition, which you can decide whichever one you want. If you're gonna buy an Atari, you might as well get the wood grain edition and just keep it classic. The point is that it has 4 USB inputs. Now, people have said, well, what could these be for? Well, the Atari's sequel, the 5200 from the 2600, came with 4 joystick ports. So in order for you to play games like that, you would definitely need 4 joystick ports if you're going to have 4 players. HDMI out is a very obvious thing to have on a console like this because you can connect it up to modern TVs. And then the SD card slot is because they don't want to include or waste a lot of money on the modern memory. And yeah, I don't know. I guess they're going to try and deliver current gen gaming content. So I would say that this is going to be my guess. I would say that they're going to allow you to have an SD card slot and either have an old 5200, maybe later version of an emulator that can run all the 2600 and 5200 games at the same time, and then they're going to allow you to put those on the SD cards. And that's one thing that you can do with this console, but they're also going to have an online type of service where you can download these games and you can do things like that, but you can also download the newer versions of these games as well, because as I said before, they've been publishing games here, third party, so there are newer versions of games like Space Invaders and stuff like that, so you'll be able to download those as well. And of course, again, you're going to want more memory than what the console comes with, so that's what that SD card slot is. So it can either be one or the other or both, but I cannot see them having any type of support without a disk drive for third-party software. It's just not going to happen, so they're not going to get any modern gaming content on it. You're not going to see Destiny 2 on this system. I can rest assured you of that. The point is that I think they're trying to make an online service like the Virtual Console library, but with games throughout the ages and not just limited to the 1980s. You can read through the article down in the description below, and that's the news on the Atari box. A new console coming out. Might as well have been Sega saying they were releasing the Dreamcast 2, because all it is speculation at this point in time. Finally, we get to the main entree. Pokemon Minecraft mod has been shut down. So if you guys know, the infamous Pixelmon mod for Minecraft has been requested to be pulled. In a forum post titled, "It's been a great ride," the Pixelmon development team says farewell to the community. Quote, "We have had a great time making this mod and creating such a wonderful community, but after a request from the Pokemon Company, we will be shutting our doors. I'm sorry for the disappointment this will cause, but let's remember the great times we had playing Pixelmon, discussing Pokemon, and making awesome things inside this mod and everything else that we've done." So there you go. There's not much news else with this article, so that's basically the gist of it. But what ended up happening here is that they asked them to take it down. I'm not sure why. They didn't really list reasons, so you'd have to probably go over to the website and do your own research to figure out why. But if I had to take a guess, I'd probably say that the Pokemon Company wasn't really liking all of the press that it was getting with the Pixelmon videos and stuff like that, because they're pretty off the chain sometimes. You have people swearing up and down whenever crazy stuff goes down in the game. You see glitches and stuff like that. Maybe kids actually thought it was a real game endorsed by the Pokemon Company, and they just didn't want that. So you could sit here and say, oh my god, it's Nintendo and the big corporations shutting down fan games again, but at the end of the day, man, it's their IP still. This isn't a fair use situation once again, like my videos where I critique and create unique and interesting stories. This is an actual interactive video game, so again, subjectively speaking, they could try and press it in court, but why would you do that? Why would you want to fight against the company that you love so much? You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this What You Missed news story week. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Again, you guys leave yourselves a comment down below and let me know what you thought about these stories. Please like and share this with everyone you know, and give me a big thumbs up for some boneless pizza. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching.